welcome back to the Reverie. And we have some more Smite gameplay for today. And I would like you to use the video to kind of bring attention to an issue, because a lot of people don't really understand what's going on. And I do understand from the last Reverie Talks video because of no, not the last one, the first one. And I do understand because of the quality, you can't really understand what's going on. But also, I would take time to explain exactly what this game is and what's happening. As soon as it's dodgy, leaves me alone. So case in point, this game is a MOBA, which is basically a multiplayer online battle arena. And in MOBAs, there's different roles, and the role of that enemy that just attacked us is called an assassin role. And what they do basically, they're damage dealers, and they can basically do ambushes, ganks. You can call it either way. I kind of said that weird, but yeah, ambushes means ganks, or like an easier way of saying it, or flanks. They flank a lot. But the thing is, they can't do head engagements. That's why I'm surprised that she did that stupid shit. But what we're doing now is we're getting buffs. So now you see I got the red one, which is for attack damage. Strictly attack damage. Blue is for to use your abilities, which is that blue bar on the bottom. Green bars for health. They got first blood, which means first kill. And then the purple one is basically for attack speed. Basically your basic attack, or auto attack, like you're not using your ability, how fast that triggers. But anything else doesn't really affect how fast your abilities go. But damage now, the red one affects damage across the board. So now we're playing a mode called Arena, which is, put it quite frankly, how I categorize it is like an all-out battle, where you have a minion on your side, minion waves on your side, minion waves on their side. Gotta get it to their gate, which their gate for us would be like that blue light in the center that you see. Our gate is that red one that I'm going to right now. Now, I'm not going into it, I'm going around it to what's called our fountain, or like home base, you know, like in tag. So I can heal up, I could buy items. And yeah, if I die, I end up right back there, and it has two sides to it. And Arena, basically think of it as like a gladiator match as well, because it's an open space, and we could freely use it. And we have our buffs on the left, they have their buffs on the right. And which is weird, because usually when you start off with Arena, each team goes to the left to their buffs, so sometimes they do invades on the other side to kind of, you know, make things interesting, see if they get a kill or not. So, case in point, like I said, this game has roles, and the role right now I'm playing is called Hunter, which hunters are called ADCs, carries, etc. So basically, ADC means attack, damage, carry. And what that means is basically a role that fills in, like, they basically do most of the damage for the team. And when it comes to team fights, they shift it in the sense that almost like they can kill everyone pretty much quickly, especially the squishies, which I'll get into in a second. But that's basically what the role I'm filling, and hunters generally fill this role. Now there are a couple of different characters individually in different roles that could fill in for ADCs who aren't hunters, but I'll get into that later. Right now, let me just get this through. So now, you heard me bring up assassins. Now assassins now, like I said before, they're mostly for ganking, which, you know, ambushes, flanking around the enemy. Not really head to head, because they're squishy. They're what you would refer to as squishy, because the items they get trade in protection for damage. Now a couple of them can, you know, be a little bit tanky, where they can take a couple more hits, but generally speaking, assassins, they're more hit and run type characters, and they're mostly going in for kills, not necessarily for damage. If you're following me so far, amazing. So now this person, that the enemy you saw right next to me now, well, not enemy, but her clone, that is what you call a mage. And mages are kind of like me, where they deal damage and they are at a range, but it's magical damage, in which I do physical damage, and assassins do physical damage. Mages do magical damage. And so their scaling with damage is different than mine. Plus, they can easily lock down areas, like a lot of AoE abilities. And honestly speaking, they can definitely outpace me in terms of damage. So it kind of contradicts what I said earlier with hunters and ADCs, but it will start making more sense, and I'm kind of thinking about it in this different game mode called Conquest, but again, I'll get to that in a second. So to kind of put the differentials on it is that with my hunter or hunters is that they would be mostly focused on getting kills and or confirming kills because of since they mostly focus on basic attacks and shit like that. Then yeah, even though everyone can confirm kills and all that, most of the damage is coming from your hunters, your mages, and your assassins. Bottom line, if they're not doing any damage, then your team is going to be losing no matter how good of tanks that you have. And yeah, we can say generally speaking, hunters are more basic attack focused on, but with mages they're more ability focused. That's generally speaking, because again, as I said again, with individual characters they can fill in different, like, you know, they can go into different niches. Like there's one mage called Ao Kwang who's basically like you refer to him as like an assassin, but he's a mage. His official role is a mage, but he can play as an assassin, and it's annoying as hell, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But right now I'm not really gonna get into all that because it's still something I'm navigating myself. So to get into the last two roles, oh look at that, the dodgy now. She's doing something stupid. She's trying to fight 5 people. Like, even though she thought she could have got a kill, she went in literally into the lion's den by herself, and I gotta get away now because I'm too close. I'm out there without a tank, which is dumb. So tanks, basically there's 2 different roles for each different tank. You got guardians and then you got warriors. Warriors are the physical tanks and guardians are the magical ones. Now my differentials, like how I, you know, tell them apart, well, one is based off of magic, one's based off physical, but the other part is that warriors deal more damage, wherein guardians, they're able to secure areas better, and they're able to do things that directly that benefit their teammates, if that makes sense. While there are certain warriors that could give buffs to their teammates and stuff like that, but when it comes to certain things, like guardians are more better for like area management, and they're more tankier all around. Warriors, you see I just died. He's a warrior, as you can see. A couple of them do have abilities that could lock down an area, but when it comes down to, it's not really a general thing. They mostly initiate fights easier than guardians. If I had to say that, I would definitely say that piece of information. They initiate fights better, and when it comes down to it, I would say whenever you're playing warrior, never focus on the next tank. Focus on all the backliners who are squishy. Your mages, assassins, hunters. That's who you focus on. Like, it's good that he's jumping on me and not really focusing on a tank, because tank to tank, it's going to be hard trying to kill either or, and it leaves your backliners or the squishies vulnerable. Now, and because we killed their tank, well, we were able to get to squishies. The assassin is on me. Good thing I got my ability to get away. My ticket out of jail card right there. And I think for right now that should be everything to kind of help you understand what's going on. Like I tell you, the person right next to me, to my left, who's up there with the chains, that's Ares, that's our guardian, which is tank. Gilgamesh right here, so I'm killing their tank warrior, but I don't know what that was doing. Everything else you could probably try and figure out. You see, just trying to kill the mage. Sometimes it's pretty fucking annoying because when me as a hunter try and kill them, they can put a lot of abilities down to get in my way, and it's just all around a shit show. But yeah, our Guardian, thank God, he was able to get snatch someone in for me to kill. Doing his job. Like, as long as everyone plays their role, this isn't a hard process at all. It should not be hard because this game is actually really easy to play, and you shouldn't really feel intimidated by playing it. But what ruins it, I guess, for some people is people who don't know how to play, and then they don't know how to play, and they're really arrogant about thinking that they know how to play. Like, yeah, I know I'm explaining it weird, but think of it like this. They don't know how to play, but they think they know everything about the game. I'm gonna keep it simple like that. Like, I had a tank thinking he was a damage dealer in the other game, and he couldn't do anything because I was an assassin. Yeah. And to kind of explain why I stick to this game mode, arenas, and joust, is mostly because these games are shorter. Because in Conquest, which is the next one, which is like the main attraction of this game, it could take like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I know I can't talk for that long, and I know you guys don't want to hear me talk for that long. Hell, I've pretty much took this entire video trying to explain the game and shit, so... Oh, another kill? Another kill. So I'm out here confirming kills, teammates out here, you know, locking shit down. All around good fucking game, I tell you. Good fucking game. But yeah, hopefully this does clear up a lot of things, and now I'm able to focus more so on the gameplay. Because wow, this was a pretty great game. As you can see here, this is actually pretty old because I stopped using... You see that first item I put on there is what you call a starter item. And that red, you know, those red numbers, like, yeah, those big numbers, like the red behind it, that's when I'm doing critical damage. Now, I'm doing critical damage because of the items I have put on my character. Because typically, you don't get crit damage unless you raise your critical chance, and you get those two items. And items are integral in this game because not only does it change your playstyle, it greatly... I got that switched up, but I'm just saying the second part. It, like, you need them. Yeah, you just can't play a game without them. They're like water to your body, like food. You just can't live without it, unless you just have a really bad game, because you do get stat bonuses to your character. Stats as in the values that your character essentially needs to fight to survive, etc. The number values. So now, because I have crit, I'm pretty much shredding their tank, and I'm having a field day with it, but I had to leave because I was gonna die. And typically, you know you're gonna die if you see, even if they're like even if they're like, you think they're far away, when it comes to certain mages and hunters, they can still kill you if you think you're out the range, because like running towards someone or them running towards you, I found I miscalculate a lot the distance that I'm actually seeing. Like what I'm perceiving versus what this is actually there. Like these people right here, like we're actually really close to each other. Like really close. Dangerously close. So yeah, I tap in on one person. My mage confirms that kill. I get the fuck out the way because I ain't dying. They're not getting me up out here. No sir. And my Nox, which is a mage now, kind of tagged along me. That's one of her abilities, is that she can tag along or hop with me to come back or go somewhere. But I upgraded my starter items because the starter item now, the first thing that I got, I just see on like the main slot on the bottom right below inventory. The scythe is one of the starter items in the game, and you don't need it. It's not a requirement, but usually you just get it because it, again, starter, it kind of gives you a solid start like that. I don't really know how to explain it to really give you more information as to what it could be. Now again, like I said, it's not a requirement because now lately I've been on this character called Charybdis. I have been opting out of using a starter item in these game modes such as like arena or joust. I just go straight to my Atalanta's bow only just solely because of the stats I gained from it, and then the effects as well. Because with Adeline as well, with every kill I get a certain bonus to my attack speed. I get a decrease on like when I do basic attack damage. I get a decrease on like like if I start, you know, attacking with my auto attack, it slows me down. But because I got the kill and I got something called Adelina's agility, that slow it gets decreased. If that makes sense. So I'm basically able to like run away if I need to after I got that kill, even if I'm attacking them, and I'm able to like back up and adjust my distance. Like a really big thing about this game is understanding your distance, because like I was telling you before, sometimes what you perceive and what's actually there is really different. So you really need to get used to like how distance works in this game, because you will get fucked up, and you need to pay attention. Whew, so I said a lot. I know it was a lot. But hopefully this makes things a bit clearer, honestly speaking. This was like a little nice educational video, if I do say so myself. And depending on the feedback I get from this, I might do another one. Mostly, and it would be mostly for my education as well, because I'm still learning the game. As I know for sure there's better ways to do things, better methods. But this is basically like the basics that I understand. And I guess it's really to win this game mode is just defeat the minions, which as you can see the one ticket thing is just, alright, you defeat a certain amount of minions, then it gets adds off one ticket, which on the right hand side, you see the blue and the red. The blue is me, red is enemy team, and that's the amount of tickets we have. And for a kill of like the enemies themselves, that's like 5 or 10 tickets decreased on them. And first one is 0 is basically victory. So shit, that was a very quick and out explanation. So if you have any more questions, let me know. Any feedback, again, let me know. But this was a good game, and I hope I see you guys again in the Reverie. And shit, have a great day, because I know I'm gonna have a great day. So might as well you have one too. And so yeah, later guys.